for your next vehicle? Turn into Silsby Motor Company, 1360 Highway 96 South in Silsby. Silsby Motor Company selects only the finest in used vehicles, each SMC certified and Carfax guaranteed. In-house financing, a complete on-site service facility with licensed and certified technicians, Big Tex trailers, and the new RN Reapers, the off-road street-legal 4x4 ATV. Silsby Motor Company, 2 locations, 1360 Highway 96 South and 1973 Highway 96 Bypass in Silsby.
J.P.White, SportsSpeak Sports, where we talk sports and a few other things. Happy today to have Fred Irby, the Bruce Airfield Racetrack, something over at Evadale.
Ben Bruce Memorial.
There you go, okay. Ben Bruce Memorial Air Park Raceway. What do you do over there? What do you do with that raceway?
It's a drag strip.
It's a drag strip.
It's a drag strip. Quarter mile drag strip.
Well, now, what's the difference in drag strip and when you see these racers? You see the racers, running around the track. What's the difference?
We don't make corners.
You don't make corners?
We just go straight.
Go straight.
They most of the people that come to drag strips realize that they're not going to make any corners, but except when you get down to the end, we want them to make one corner and be left on the return road to come back.
Okay.
We don't want them to keep going straight.
That's the one that wants to come back. Okay. Now you have a track that was built on an airfield, right?
Right. It was
How much space do you use of that track, that airfield track?
Actually, we use all of the area for the drag strip, but not the actual drag strip itself. One end, the northern part of it, is used for the pit area, for the people when they can bring their cars in and then they can set up their trailers and all this stuff to be ready so they can get ready to
I'm
race.
not badly mistaken. It looked like your grandstand's right in the way there, coming right across the track.
Yeah, that's a little unique. There is other places that have these suites and stuff like that cross over and the cars come under them. We've got some stands from the old Fair Park grounds, fairgrounds down there in Beaumont.
Is that right?
And there's a natural opening in the center of those for the horses or for the big 4-wheel drive things to come out there. So we decided to put it across the thing and have the cars come underneath the stands, and it's open for anybody that comes out there.
And they can get up there and see them looking.
They can look straight down on them. Yeah.
Doesn't it make a lot of noise?
It makes a lot of noise.
Those people don't care?
No, they don't care.
Smoke?
Yeah, they have smoke from the tires.
Where's that smoke coming from? The car or the tires?
No, tires.
Tires?
Yeah.
Is it really?
If you don't want anything coming out of the exhaust pipe, you have nothing but you don't want anything but maybe fire. That's about all.
And that'd be bad to smell, huh?
It's pretty strong. Well, the smell of the smoke is not like a car tire that you drive down the street.
Or
it's made out of a different compound, so it don't have the same odor, that choking kind of odor that a car tire that has street tires.
Well, is that a different gasoline, the way that gets in there?
They use different gasoline too. We have 3 grades of race fuel out there, of gasoline, and 1 unleaded one, which is legal to run on the car, on the street. The 104 it's 104 octane, and that is legal to use, for people to use on the street.
Wait a minute, that is illegal? Did you say?
No, that is legal.
Okay.
It is legal.
Okay.
The part that's that's illegal to use on the street is our race fuels, which would be 110 octane, 112 octane, and for the cars that's really strong is 116 octane.
Well, how about these engines? How do they compare with the engine I got out here in my Chevrolet truck?
Horsepower.
Say what?
A lot of horsepower.
More horsepower?
We've had cars out there with as much as 4,000 horsepower.
And what is mine supposed to have?
Yours probably has 150 horsepower.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
And these same style cars, you can have some that have as little as 350 horse that are drag cars.
Okay.
up to this, 3,000 or 4,000 horsepower.
Well, do they all race against each other? You have winners, don't you?
You have winners, right?
Do they all race against everybody else, or is there certain?
No, there is test and tune guys that come out there. They just come out to test their cars, to race their buddies, and that kind of stuff.
Do they get a prize or a cash award or something if they win their
Depends
class or
on
something?
the class that we have
Yeah.
in the race. Earlier, we did have Outlaw True 10.5s. Those guys were racing for money
Okay.
and trophies.
Okay.
We have index races.
Yeah.
Those indexes are what they know what their car will run pretty close. And they get in that particular index, which would see, let's say a 580 index, they know that their car is going to run 5.8 in an eighth of a mile. That's 5.8 seconds.
It is expensive for those guys to do that. How do they afford to do that?
Good jobs, I guess.
Good job.
Good
what?
job. They have good jobs, I guess.
Good job. make
they're-
enough money to afford it.
I definitely cannot
And
afford
probably
it.
an eager wife.
They're what?
Probably an eager wife about racing.
Yeah, well, they have to have the whole family involved. If it doesn't, it won't work.
Okay. Okay. Well, what can you tell us that ordinarily we the people don't know? Can you think of something to tell us that we don't know and realize that is interesting about that or involved?
Well, we had for the last, I guess, probably close to 5 years that I've been out there, which is like I said to you before, it's almost
You're the
8
manager
years.
of the track. Okay.
Almost 8 years I've been there. And probably the last 5 years of those 8 years, we have had what we call a bracket race. And each person can race different car. Their car can race their speed. In other words, where they used to give I'll give you a car link
Yeah.
to run a quarter mile.
Yeah.
Now they've got it to where the electronic system of the timing system will actually offset their green light enough to be where they would basically be the same as leaving together.
Yeah.
If they had a car that was the same speed as that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do you have some refreshments out there? The
Oh,
guy that's
yeah.
looking, huh?
Yeah, we have a restaurant. It's called Country Pride, and you can get anything from a hamburger down to nachos. They have soft drinks. We also have a snow cone machine in our snow cone stand, and we have snacks and stuff like that out there. In the wintertime when it's cooler, when we're racing, we got coffee and hot chocolate and stuff like that. So usually when someone comes out there, if you're hungry, we can fix you up.
There you go.
It's really an interesting place. When I went there, I knew nothing about drag strip, other than I've run my car when I was in high school, and tell my age is back during the days of the Golden Triangle drag strip there in Beaumont or Nederland, whichever one you want to call it. And I had a little 55 Chevy in high school, and I took it down there and raced it. But it's always been a passion. I've always enjoyed it, but I knew nothing on how to get a track ready to race on other than just to go out there and race.
And now there's some kind of track out on Highway 90 going toward Houston.
That's a circle track.
Is that what you're talking? What do you
A
call
circle
that now?
dirt track. It's a circle dirt track.
Circle track.
Mhm.
How does that go? Is it going now? Is this a season for them or not? Are they racing now?
What's really funny about it is a lot of people. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy circle track racing.
Yeah.
It's more or less a non-stop deal. They just keep going. They just keep going, and
Well, do they intentionally hit each other and try to knock them out?
I would think they rub.
They do rub.
They rub. But you don't want anything rubbing on drag strip. You don't want any contact because you'll be into the wall and tear your car up.
Explain what that car looks like. You got about. It doesn't have all the wheels are not the same size. Tell me what that thing looks like. I say I've never seen a drag racer, and
Okay.
you're going to tell me what it looks like so I can get a vision of it.
If you get a vision of it, let's use a '68 Camaro.
Okay, we used
Okay.
a what now?
A '68 Camaro.
Motor.
No, just the Camaro.
Okay.
Let's say this just a '68 Camaro.
Okay.
and you put wider tires on the back, you put smaller ones in the front so it don't have as much resistance.
Okay.
See?
Yeah.
So when you put bigger powers in the back, that means you can make more power. You've set up the suspension so it doesn't spin. You know, all these things, and there's a definite difference between a drag car and what you would drive on the street.
Well, if that thing, when it takes off, those front wheels come up off the ground,
They'll come
don't
up
they?
off the ground.
Well, how do they
has
steer
enough-
it?
They don't for that little bit. That's why it's important to make sure the car is straight before you start. You know, you want
You
to.
better have it in the right direction.
You got to have it in the right direction. And after some cars went down the track, you can see an actual what we call a groove where the two tires have been going on previous races cars that's been down it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get out of that because
Okay.
that has actually put more rubber on the track.
Yeah.
So the people, when they go down there, they don't want to get out of the groove. If you get out of the groove, the tires probably spin.
Oh.
But
okay.
it's kind of a deal. I'm sure that if anyone's familiar at all with drag racing, if they watch the pros do it and they'll say, well, he blew his tires off because he got out of the groove. That means that he's actually just spun his tires because he got over where the traction point is.
If it goes against that asphalt or cement, it burns them right off, doesn't it?
It really doesn't burn the tires when they get them. It gets them hot, but there's a small variation. You don't want to more than about 10 degrees either hotter or colder than what the track is. You can go either way. So you got a 20-degree span there that you need to be to make these cars where they get the best traction. And if they spin too much, get the tires too hot, a lot of times they'll spin. But it's been a little thing different, some things different this year. We've introduced a Friday night for street cars,
Street cars.
trying to keep these guys from racing so much on the streets. They can come out there and actually get real time slips from the time that they run. And it's amazing to me how many people will come out there with a 10-second car and the best that ever happens is about 13. But they feel that it was that fast. But the timing system is that accurate. It will go to a 10,000th of a second to give you that much difference between one car and another one.
Okay, J.P.White, SportsSpeak Sports, Fred Irby, the manager of the Ben Bruce Memorial Air Park Raceway in
That's it.
Evadale.
Everybody calls it the Dale.
There you go. Certainly happy to have you. You gave me a
Yes,
lot
sir.
of good information that I didn't know, and we hope our listeners and watchers like it.
Me too.
Thank you. It's SportsSpeak Sports, where we speak sports, and you gave me a lot of good sports, and sometimes a few other things. Thanks for coming by, Fred.
Well, thank you for having me.
So long for now.
Bill Phillips, your farmer's insurance agent in Silsbee, with offices at 1230 Highway 96 South. Open the door to reliable, dedicated personal service for all of your insurance needs: auto, home, health, financial, or life. Bill Phillips and his team of dedicated employees, Miss Kelly Horn, Stephanie Tressler, and Miss Jennifer Curtis, will help you plan for your present or future needs. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Bill Phillips, looking out for you and the community.